workbook and your laptop. Your workbook and your laptop. Open up Google Classroom, open up your Desmos.
They're recording.
Open up your classroom, open up your Desmos. And start here.
Open up the wall. Opening up their laptops. Opening up their Xbox. Let's get it going, guys.
What? You want to move back to the next table over here? No, this part, that's not with me. Don't worry about it. Nothing to worry about. It's never going anywhere. I understand you can say I respect that, but no, nothing to worry about.
Raven, Jefferson here.
Come on in, grab your seat. No, don't encourage. Come on, the language is not
I
necessary.
want to be in the video. You can see me.
They don't film me either. I'm anti-social, man. Break your camera.
All right, guys, go. So guys, we need this open. We're opening up Google Classroom and Desmos. Please open up Google Classroom and Desmos. Once you got Desmos open, we're going to put this in. Find your seat. Laptop's out.
Where am I supposed to? Oh, fucking my life.
Language. Guys, language is unnecessary.
AJ.
No.
All right, cool. I got 5 people in already. We're looking for some things that are the same and some things that are different. For some things that are same or some things that are different, it can be very obvious. Maybe something you notice about colors, shapes, angle measures. We can talk about distance. We can talk about hash marks. Talk about angles. So how are these images the same? How are they different? Thank you, I appreciate it. We'll do another 3 minutes here. Yeah? Oh, this watch is completely wrong. Awesome, good job. Nice. I got 10 people in, 11, that's good. Let's get up to 25.
25.
So let's see how many we got. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. What's up, man? Just for today, tomorrow, Friday, and then we'll back to the open. So, we got another 2 minutes 30 to do now. What is the same? What is different?
Yeah, you got a paper copy. You got a paper copy. My computer's not acting good anymore.
We're going to do a lot of it in the workbook. Do what you can, and then we'll switch to the workbook soon.
I don't want to load.
Good. So, what's the same? What's different? That's different, right? That's perfect. You tell me that you're wrong. That's a great answer. So, this is big change. That's a good place to start. What do you got? Challenge you a little bit more. Can you notice something about the cell, the angle measures? That's what cell is, yeah. A little more than a minute left. I got a lot of good ones in here. What do you think? Are they the same shape or different shapes?
Nah, they different. Word.
How
So
so?
different.
Side length is different?
Yeah,
Dope.
side length is different. That's a skinny triangle right there. You see that, right? Fat triangle right there.
Dope. Yeah. Skinny fat, wide, skinny, both work. So we can talk about how they have different measures of the angles, right? I'll put that side length is great. That's awesome. That's a similarity right there. You got it already. They both have shape. That's awesome.
That's a real man.
Bigger house. The side length of the width. So they have different angles.
I'm sorry,
Right.
Oh.
Oh, that's one similarity that you're missing. That's a great answer. Very good. All right, guys, just another second. Here we go. Let's bring it together. So, anybody have anything that they would like to share?
Facts. You heard
Yeah,
me?
let's take your page. Go ahead.
I said different side lengths. What?
Different side lengths. Beautiful, Layla. Oh, guys, this is all. One mic, please. Thank you.
One similarity is that they both have 3 angles.
They both have 3 angles. They're both triangles. It's beautiful. 1, 2, 3. Anyone else want to share? Saeed?
The sum of the angle measures of the triangles are 180.
180.
Right?
If you add up 65, 65, that's 130 plus 50 is 180. Is this other one the same? 60, 60, 60, 180? No, I wonder how often that's true with triangles. I wonder if there's some kind of property that we might be able to learn about triangles which is going to help us out with that. But before we get into all of that, you know the drill. Here we got to do our check-in. I was talking to Mr. Mandel, and I really love this. You all know Nick Cage, right? How you feeling right now? Let's see. I think this is probably me. Somewhere between stress and focus. But go ahead, choose one, put it in. We'll do this quickly, just a minute.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm damn free.
Applebee's.
What about the bees? Yo, I feel you on the bees some days.
Yo, I'm
I couldn't
carefree.
find my keys this morning.
You heard?
This was me.
I'm carefree, you heard?
Good.
Stop being in class.
I was gonna have that. Okay. Perfect.
Eat.
All right. We had enough time to select our Nick Cage.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
AJ.
How many people are feeling bees today?
Well, y'all stressed out, huh?
So I saw a lot of people feeling bees. You want to hear what's going on? Why are we feeling bees today?
I don't even know what it means. It just sounded funny.
Oh, I hear you. It's just funny. I'm with that. I think this is also the funniest image. I feel like this is sometimes you feel trapped and stressed, and the things that are bugging you, you just can't get away from.
Oh, that makes sense then, yeah.
I can relate to that for sure. I'm sorry you're feeling that way. Hopefully tomorrow we have more of a excited day. I'm going to try to transition into being happy because I love teaching math. What can I say? All right, guys. We got a fun activity today, but before we get into that, we're going to give group roles. So what we've been doing is the resource manager is going to be the person closest to this bookshelf, and then we'll move around. The next person will be the facilitator, the recorder, and the task manager. We're just going to take a minute, and we're going to fill these in on our Desmos so we know what it is we're doing. Yeah, you can type right in here on your Desmos. If you click it and you're the task manager, write your name in.
I don't know.
Good. Good. So between the two of you, you can figure out what.
Look at your
You got it sorted? Normally, you would do resource monitor, and then you could be facilitator, or reporter, whatever you feel more comfortable with. And we could be the task manager over here. Does that work?
Yo, what role you want to be?
I don't mind if you guys choose, as you like. I know you like to speak out, so if you want to report for your class, I'm with that. We got it sorted?
You say you don't care which role you want.
Alright, so let's take him. The facility. Okay, keep everybody on task. I bet you got the ability to do that. You've got them up.
I'm gonna be the facilitator.
Okay, okay.
And you wanna be?
So you be the resource manager, you take care of all the equipment, supplies. Alright, well, I know you like to share out, so if you find anything interesting, you're gonna share that with me, right? Okay. I know a lot of folks wrote their names in, there was a little bit of discussion as to who's gonna do what. We got that all sorted, we know what we're doing. Any questions?
No.
Cool.
Wow.
Okay, so, can I get a volunteer? Ooh, can I do this? Can I do this?
Oh, God, why?
Dave, can I get a volunteer to read? Or we can do a VIP,
I'll read, dog.
a volunteer I pick. Alright, so let's go 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's just go right here, just student learning. It's like, help me out.
Student learning?
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of class, I can use the triangle sum theorem, IoT, solve for missing atoms.
IoT, anybody know what that stands for? In order to.
Number two. That's what it
Yeah, in order to. So I can use this theorem in order to do stuff. What's the point of learning something in math if it doesn't enable us to do stuff, right? So we're learning this triangle sum theory in order to solve for a missing angle. So this is a pretty easy problem. You'll see on the Regents, you'll see it on an SAT, you'll see it in like the math growth measure, a problem like this. And we should, by the end of the day, be able to say with confidence, I know what x is. I know the value of x. Questions?
What does IoT mean again?
In order to. Good question, because I saw this about 50 times before I figured out what it meant. It's good that we know. Okay, so as we do this next task, we're going to read through these questions, and this is what we want to talk about. We're going to take paper, and we're going to do a little craft. We're going to prove something to ourselves. But while we do that, we're going to read through these questions. So let me have, AJ and Layla get your chances to read. Can you read one of the questions for me?
No, I can't see.
No? All right, Layla, you want to help me out? It's the next page, page 5.
We don't have access.
We're locked on for right now.
No, I got it. It says, what can you predict about the torn angles of your triangle?
Cool.
What degree do the three angles of your triangle add up to, and how do you know?
Awesome. And then last one, anyone else?
How did it show that the triangle measures of a triangle can have a certain property?
Awesome. So we want to have answers to all of these by the end of the day. What we're going to do is transition over into Agile Minds. It's been shared with you on your Google Classroom, that link. So it'll take you right there. And let me pull it up here as well. Where's your key? Cool. Awesome. So as we continue through geometry, we see all these patterns, and then we apply the patterns in order to solve problems. Some of the patterns you guys have been learning this week and last week are reflection of a point across a line, right? If we know, all right, it's the same distance from the line, it can reflect across a line. Often we'll reflect it across the x-axis or the y-axis, right? We also learned how to translate, which is just slide around. Remember, we call these rigid transformations. So rigid transformations, they preserve something, right? They maintain angle measure and side length, right?
Yeah.
So same thing with rotations around the point. It's still a rigid transformation, which means the angles and the lengths are still all going to stay the same. Any questions about that? We got that already, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So as we come to the next one, did I do that right? Nope. Oh my goodness. Let's try that again. As we come to the next one, this is the activity we're going to do. We should all have pad paper and pencils here at the desk. If you don't, the resource or regular paper as well. I'm sorry, regular paper, not pad paper. We don't need to trace. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw a large triangle on our paper. Now everybody can draw their own triangle. There's no restrictions or limits. So resource managers can go up and grab additional papers if we're lacking. And we want to label the three corners A, B, and C. We were saying earlier, remember at the do now there's a skinny triangle and a wide triangle. You can make your triangle as skinny or as wide as you like. Any kind of triangle is acceptable as long as it fits on the page. Let's take 5 minutes. Shouldn't take that long, but let's take 5 minutes. I got a pencil yet? Yes, ma'am.
Where the rule at?
You need a pencil too?
Does it matter how big I make my triangle?
But make it big enough that if we cut it up, it'll
Good,
be
good.
able to use the pieces.
You know, cut out my triangle. Nice, nice job. Beautiful. I can't draw, sir.
Good? It's perfect, but it's good, right?
You can't draw a square.
Nice. So everybody should draw a circle, not just one per group. Everybody.
Yo,
Not a circle.
that shit good?
Triangle. Yeah, but now we got a label. Any triangle, big, little, fat, skinny.
Pause.
Actually, you don't like fat, it's more obtuse. It's the more geometric language. Nice. So now we need, not yet, first we need to label A, B, and C.
Do I have to have the A, B, and C? Good.
You want 3 different markings to differentiate it? I'm looking forward to see what you choose. Okay, cool. Cool. So once you get it, you want to cut it out. Once we have the triangles, we are cutting them out. If you ever saw Full House, he said, cut it out.
I didn't have a cut, bro. We know. Give me.
All right, work. We're gonna hook you up.
S, M,
Wait, are you supposed to cut out the letters?
Yeah. Yeah, you can put if you put the letter on the outside, you can throw it on the inside for when we cut it. Sound good? Beautiful. Make sure you label them too, A, B, and C. Right? Each angle should be labeled. It's not, you don't have to. Everything's still good, but before you do the next step.
you gotta consider the frame.
So, let's label them and then cut.
What do I do now? You want me to cut it?
It's about drive. It's about power.
Let me see those.
You know, tomorrow's Thursday, right?
It's plastic.
Everything is just like second grade.
Bro, not the safety scissors. Not that scissors. Safety scissors.
Safety Joe. camera.
We have to introduce
You're on the camera.
You're on camera. Look.
You're on camera. You're dumb. You're not smart.
Looking good over here.
Where you going?
Looking good over here. Some of us are master craftsmen. Some of these precise cuts.
What?
You want to write inside of
That's the safety scissors.
You are not the only person to do that. I'll tell you what.
the plastic.
Nah, plastic
Very
is
nice.
big.
Very nice. Thank you for your help. These are looking good. Beautiful. So we want to cut them.
You can't buy it.
Oh, you What happens? You can do another one. You go ahead or you can. Yeah, you still want to do this one. It's up to you. It's looking nice. It's looking nice.
Where the fuck is the letters at?
Whoa, dang.
Stop calling on my government.
Oh, we want to cut it.
Nigga, where's the fucking C?
We're gonna do that next.
Where's the C? She cut the. What the fuck is AB? It's not that bad.
You're good.
Ah, shit, man. I don't want to play, bro. Ah, shit, bro.
You're gonna have to rewrite them inside
We're ready here. We're almost out of time. We're looking good over here, looking good. Or did we have to go again? Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
What you got, bro? What?
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, that's the timer.
That shit all.
Beautiful.
Ariel, your mouth.
Stop calling me Ariel.
So, let's bring it together. Awesome. I'm seeing a lot of different triangles. Some people did perfectly equilateral triangles, which blows me away. Guys, let's bring it all in one place. Even if we're still cutting, let's not talk so we can hear. So, I gotta say though, before we move, I'm really impressed with people's skills. Like, a perfectly equal triangle?
You said it best.
Dude, I can't do it. I can't make three perfectly straight, perfectly equal lines. You guys,
There's something called a ruler.
oh, well that's, I guess, the secret. So here is mine, right? If we look at outbound lines,
Oh shit, I'm on.
hold on guys, let's bring it together please. I want to give credit to folks over here that went actually ahead. I appreciate the enthusiasm. What we're going to do next is a lot of fun. You can use your scissors if you like, but guys, we can use scissors if you want, but I think it's more fun to just tear these open. What we want to do is take off your three corners. Make sure your corners are labeled.
What?
You're going to take off the corners. Take off each of your corners. Rip them, cut them, have some fun with it. So we're looking for our three corners.
Now I'll look like this.
Right.
Like a disembobulated burrito.
Yeah, indeed it does. So guys, the important part is not the triangle that got left behind.
And it's still triangles.
Yes, they are still triangles. Awesome. So we're not so interested in the triangle that got left behind. What we want to do is take a look at our three cut angles. What do you think we're going to be able to do with these three angles?
I don't know, you tell
Make
me.
another triangle.
Okay.
Boom.
Perfectly straight line.
There we go.
That's what we're after. That perfectly straight line. You just make- see how it's-
So guys, what are we noticing? Can you guys do this with Are all of your triangles able to turn into a straight line, or is that just mine?
Just yours.
Let's take 5 minutes and find out for sure.
5 minutes.
If you can't line them up, sometimes it can be tricky, but I think you'll be surprised. If you don't think you can make a straight line, you will be surprised. So let's reorganize our 3 tips into a straight line. Alright, so we cut 3 and then straight.
Oh God.
That's straight, that's straight
I
line.
did it.
Beautiful.
I made a chocolate so cute.
It is. You can make it happen, I guarantee it.
Not quite.
Just keep turning them until you figure it out.
You got A.
Oh, I didn't.
Let's put C over here now.
So this is why we don't want to label them. We want to get the B and then we're going to see the other side here.
That's it, fire.
Now that we got them all, see how perfect that is? Cut.
Wow.
I mean, anything that's not perfectly straight, we blame on our own imprecision cutting. Like mathematically though, we know that we're approaching a straight line, right? That's really good, that's really straight. No, that's not straight.
Don't take
And
it.
if you want to finish yourself, try to get it again, make it even straighter, go ahead and
Yeah,
make some triangles. I promise you, this is as straight as they come.
It's like CPS.
Alright, beautiful, looking very good.
Yo.
Alright, my man, awesome. Awesome.
I did it. I made a chocolate.
Maybe we didn't need 5 minutes, y'all are superstars.
I made a chocolate.
Oh, keep working, go get it.
I'm smart like that.
I believe it, I can see it actually too. It's not just belief. You going again?
I'm gonna go again.
Yeah, if you still don't believe it, do it again. We'll be able to make a line up, dude.
What time is it, bro?
It says,
And there you see it.
wanna lose 5 pounds in 5 days.
Beautiful. Oh, this one's great.
It's about John. It's about power.
Can I take this? Can I show it? You mind?
Wait, you can
This is in there. You just cut it so well. Okay.
5 pounds. It's mad because you don't have no teddy bears.
Triangle with 10 bases.
Teddy bears. Don't worry, I got a 6-foot teddy bear in my bed right
6
now.
foot.
I have a 6-foot tall teddy bear in my bed right now, bro. It's cool, don't worry about it.
I mean, teddy bear is not bad. Teddy bear is not bad. To me, it's alright.
She just didn't get enough love as a child. Shut your
It's shit, you know.
Oh. But now that they get enough love as a child, she doesn't understand the joy of having
Word. Teddy bear is not bad. How much you go to triangle?
All 3 of these.
Can I see it?
Angle A, angle B, and angle C.
It prays.
And what do you notice about how they come together?
There's a fight for you?
You did it.
I used to have one of these when I was way younger, yo. No, watch it. She said you're dirty. She said she don't want your open fingers touching my beard.
B. I'm not even aware. You know, line up in a straight line. If I just kind of made it a little bit more perfect. There we go. And that's true for every triangle ever. So what is that? What can we memorize? Triangles. We're going to formalize it. I'm going to tell us to write it down. The numbers. So this is where we're going.
Stop playing with the rules. Yo, wait, Ethan, I gotta use the bathroom. Sorry, running around the hallways. Y'all can't use the bathroom?
I got another person in line in front of you. I mean, we gotta talk to Ethan then, right? Don't be mad at me.
What?
Yeah, I got a line at the moment. It's an emergency, it's an emergency.
What's left in your face?
Sorry.
Now you want to hear something? There's a thousand
So
people.
this is angle B here, and this is angle
There's a
C.
thousand people on point, every single person dies.
And there, they're really straight. All right, guys, can we bring it together,
Yeah, we
please?
did. Yo.
I wanna talk about something that I noticed.
I'll be scared.
Every single person dies.
I'll be scared.
So, a lot of people did a really good job making perfectly straight lines, but the folks that struggled with it, most of the issue had to do with labeling, right? So, if we label right, and I say, okay, this is angle A, right, up in this corner, this is angle B over in this corner, and this is angle C over in this corner. Okay, there was some confusion about how to realign all of the angles, and some folks weren't getting perfectly straight lines, perfectly straight angles. Right? Now, why was that? That's because when we cut it, we weren't aligning the original triangle corners with each other. Okay, if you took your triangle corner, and I'm not using angle B, I used a different one of the angles, then maybe we won't get to 180. But you'll see, if we point all of these in the same direction, now I know I'm using all of my original angles. You could not get straighter than that. You could not get straighter than that. Now it doesn't matter if I do a thick triangle, a skinny triangle, what other descriptive words can I use for triangles? It doesn't matter. I got it. Vanell, and then you can do next. Okay. Questions? Comments?
No.
Concerns? Anybody want me to show their triangles up here?
I have no choice.
Yeah, let me get it, please. Ooh, nice and big too. All right. So the way it's labeled, it's very easy to find the three that come together. The three that come together,
See, baby?
one perfectly straight